Welcome to Fine Cuisine and Etiquette with your host, Oliver Gerald the Eater, your guide to the finer things in life. Is there anything more prototypically Christmas than candy canes? I mean, other than higher rates of depression, motor vehicle accidents, and visiting friends and family that you wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. Because what better way to commemorate the birth of the bearded Messiah than with a candy shaped like a walking stick? A stark reminder that we'll all end up feeble and useless. Like most sugary treats, candy canes came about as a way to get adorable little children to shut the f*** up. In the late 17th century, the choir master at Cologne Cathedral was beset by a cluster of screaming brats, so we asked the candy maker for some sugar sticks to stuff in the kids' noise holes. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work as intended, and 350 years later, children are still a gigantic pain in the arse. Meanwhile, those hook-shaped candies that were originally meant to pacify all the whiny little headaches across the globe are a thriving business, with more than 1 billion candy canes sold throughout the holidays. And in honor of the biggest headache of all, I'd like to take a look at some candy canes that appropriate famous American junk food brands, starting with Skittles. Like the normal button-shaped candies, this beckons you to taste the rainbow, which is to say all 5 flavors in the same candy cane. And the result is a cluster of the highest order. I applaud them for trying, though as Homer Simpson would say, trying is the first step towards failing. All the flavors just sort of fuse together. I get what they were going for, but even if you grab a handful of disparate Skittles, it's not a vile cacophony like this. No flavors stand out. In fact, no flavors are even truly recognizable. Moving right along to red, white, and blue Airheads. Now, I won't make the obvious connection between the name of this candy and America's intellectual capacity. That's low-hanging fruit. But I will say the few treats epitomize the mindless oral fixation embodied by candy canes quite like this. Oh, it's time for another root canal, courtesy of the Great White North. Do you know I had to have a moat installed because of you? How'd you get past all the motion sensors?
Pixie magic.
You know, I don't do the whole supernatural thing. I saved that shite for my American counterpart. What?
Our combined powers overwhelmed your pitiful security.
What are you even doing here, anyway? With Halloween in the books, aren't you hibernating for the winter?
Well, I heard you were covering candy canes based on American...
Aren't you Canadian? And with dawn approaching, don't you need to retire to your coffin?
Yes, but I'm closer to America than wherever you are. And the US didn't steal my fish and chips or whatever your beef is.
They exist! That's more than enough!
So I figured I'd offer my assistance. An outsider-insider perspective, if you will.
Fine! Not like anyone's watching this shit anyway. So, what's the big deal with these vacant craniums?
Well, they date back to the era of hair metal and Reaganomics, so there's that.
So guilt by association is what you're saying?
No.
If a candy originated during one of the biggest military buildups in US history, that makes it better?
That's a whole lot to unpack.
Well, anyway, the Airhead candy cane, since you asked.
I didn't.
The cherry flavor tastes like cough syrup that expired a decade ago. Blue raspberry isn't quite as repulsive, but there's not much to it. And like most indigo candies, it leaves your tongue looking like you French kissed a Smurf. And the white mystery flavor is just that, a bloody mystery. Some sort of random fruity flavor, and I don't give enough of a to investigate it further. So there we have it. A mediocre candy makes for a mediocre candy cane. And in the spirit of Christmas, I'll take the rest of these to the nearest poorhouse, gather every misbegotten soul, and light these wretched sticks on fire. Better they starve than touch these cavernous craniums. And finally, the surprising highlight of the trio, Hawaiian Punch. It comes in lemon berry squeeze, fruit juicy red, and polar blast. And while I thought it'd be like the sugary drink, so obnoxiously sweet, these had a sharp, distinct flavor, so exactly like the drink. Be sure to show your appreciation for my efforts with a like, and I shall return to educate the great unwashed masses and all those of good letters and breeding on the finer things in life and delightful cuisine.